Welcome everybody, it's Debbie O'Neill of Scrummy Quick Designs, and today I'm going to take you on a journey with me as I go to look for a particular image that I would like to use. It is October right now while I'm doing this video, and that is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is near and dear to my heart as I have many family and friends who unfortunately have suffered through that. I wanted to do something to kind of in support of them, and I may make some gifts as well. So I want to show you what I would do if I didn't quite know what I wanted. I kind of had an idea, and I wanted to go look on one of my favorite sites where I get images from to see if I could find something that I could use for my breast cancer awareness project. So as you can see, I am on one of my favorite sites, which is Creative Fabrica. They are a subscription service for images and fonts and all kinds of graphics and a bunch of other stuff. You guys have heard me talk about them before. I love them. I trust them. Anything I've ever downloaded from here has been great, perfect. Plus, it comes with a commercial license. So if I decided at some point I wanted to sell some of these, maybe to earn some money for breast cancer awareness, I would be able to do that with using some of the files as they come with a commercial license. I've already talked about Creative Fabrica with you guys before. If you didn't see that video, you may want to go look at that. I did that one in September where I gave you a really thorough overview of the Creative Fabrica site. Today, what I wanted to do was just take you on that journey, like I said, and show you how would I go search for images in Creative Fabrica for me to make my project. The one thing I do want to tell you real quick is I am an affiliate for Creative Fabrica. I work in partnership with them, one, because I love their site, and two, because they have a lot of great things that they give us for free, guys, on their site. So I always want to highlight companies that help out the everyday crafter, and one of the things that they have done is given us a lot of free resources, but they also have, oh my gosh, guys, they have, we're just going to click over here real quick. They have over 5 million fonts, images, and graphics on their site. Yes, 5 million. That's a lot. We're not going to use all those, right? But they survive giving us free images by having a subscription plan. Now that subscription plan gives you absolutely everything on their site with the commercial licenses for super cheap. All right. What they're doing right now is that they have an introductory offer, which is you can try everything on their site, download it, whether it's free, whether you would normally have to pay for it individually, for only $1. That's going to give you 7 days access to their site. So $1, awesome. And you could download for 7 days, you can download as much stuff as you want and use it. No questions asked. That's the deal. It's going to give you no limits to anything on their site, and all of the stuff that you would download can have the commercial license as well. So it's a really cool thing to do. And if you want to give this a try, I do have a link in the description of the video so that if you do that link, it lets Creative Fabrica know that you heard about it from me. It's only $1 for 7 days. At the end of that 7 days, it renews, the subscription renews at $19 a month, which is an amazing deal still if you want access to 5 million fonts and images and so forth. Now, it is super easy for you to cancel the subscription before the 7 days is up. All you have to do is go into your account that you set up with your email, and you go into your account here at Creative Fabrica and you just click unsubscribe. It is that easy. It's not a big hassle. I wouldn't have y'all do anything that I thought was a big hassle. That is only new subscribers. So if you've ever subscribed before, unfortunately you can't do it. But now what we're going to do is we're going to go on that journey that I was talking about how would I go in, use Creative Fabrica to go find stuff. Now we know that they have tons of stuff. They have a whole freebies column here. So if we click on this, it's going to drop down. There's all kinds of fonts for free, SVGs for free, graphics for free, embroideries for free. They even have free classes, guys. So, and up here across the top, there's other ways for you to also do more searching on their site. Now, what I wanted to show you today is, let's say I'm working on that breast cancer awareness project and I'm trying to find some images. So I want to do cancer awareness and see what comes up. I'm just typed in the search bar up there. So I'm going to do that. And they have a lot of stuff for cancer awareness, right? So you start looking through, there's different kinds of cancer, right? I'm going to be looking for breast cancer awareness, but there's all kinds of cancer, unfortunately, in the world, and they have a lot of different things here. So I know some of you all are always asking me, where can I find the one for, you know, colon cancer? Unfortunately, my dad died from colon cancer, so I'm very familiar with that. But anyway, so there's all different kinds. You could search specifically by the type if you wanted to. All right. Now, some of these have a price on them. If you got that $1 subscription, it would be free for you. Okay. If it doesn't have a price on it, that means that they're not charging for it. So it could potentially be free. Now, this is, how many images did it pop up here? 5,140 results. I don't have time to sit here and look through 5,140 results. So what I want to do is I'm going to try to find the ones that are free. So over here in categories, now that I've picked kind of the type of thing I'm looking for specifically, then I want to come up down here and I could split it out if I'm looking for other things, other types of images by category, right? But I want to come here and I'm going to be sneaky and I'm going to click free. Okay, immediately that 5,000 results ended up narrowing it down to 145 results. That I can look through, right? I could take a few minutes and look through this and see if I find some things. And I know all of these things are free to use. How nice these are. Oh, I love this. A pillow might be a nice gift to give somebody just for support. There's all kinds of ribbons. I really love the butterfly. There's some examples of using these images on shirts and things. So, you know, if you're looking for doing that. So anyway, as you can see, there's, what did we say, 145. There's got to be something in here that I would want to use. I like this too. I think that's cool. But just for expedience sake, I have already looked and I know that I really liked the butterfly. Okay, so I'm going to click on the butterfly. I'm going to pop up and it lets you know that it is free. I love that word. I know you do too. And there's the download button. Scroll down, you will see here, it lets you know, it just says it's a simple pink butterfly with a ribbon to raise cancer awareness. So it tells you what it is. And then it tells you what type of files. So it does have an SVG file, which is what I'm looking for. It's also got a PNG file, an EPS file, and a DXX file. So depending upon the cutting machines you're using, you will use different things. Or maybe you're doing a sublimation and you'd be looking for a PNG file. I'm going to be cutting this out of vinyl, so I need an SVG file. So that covers that. So I know that that's the right file. It also lets me know, yes, this image includes the license and tells you that kind of stuff. Now that I picked the image, I'm just going to click download. Okay, so we're going to click download and it is going to download in my systems tray. I'm just going to tell this no right now. And this is my systems tray down here. Depending upon what device you're on doing this, wherever your downloads go, that's where your image is going to go. We're going to open it up. We're going to install it into Design Space, and I'm going to cut out a project, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you what I did with this butterfly. If you have any questions about Creative Fabrica, I'm always happy to answer those. I love working with them. Oh, and I wanted to point out, they're doing some really incredible deals between now and the end of the year, and they are giving away all kinds of stuff. So you'll notice sometimes if you are on looking for images, you're going to see they've got some kind of a deal. This is to win a Cricut Maker 3 bundle worth $499.99. Here if you wanted to do this, it tells you what you have to do. You have to share it to participate. If I clicked on that, it would tell me to do that. But there's all kinds of free stuff that they're doing between now and the end of the year. We're going to go work on the project. So the next thing I want to show you is that I have downloaded the file, right? You saw me do that. And now I've gone to where it is on my computer. And you will notice that when you download it, it is in a zippered folder. I'm going over this because some of y'all don't know this, and I want to make sure you can get access to your file. So when you download something from Creative Fabrica or most sites, they're going to come in a zipped folder. So you'll need to unzip them on whatever device that you're on. Now for me, I am on a PC using Windows 10. All I have to do is right click, and here I can find the word extract all, and it's going to unzip that folder. And I'm just going to tell it to do that. Depending upon what your device, your operating system, you'll have a different way to do that. If you don't know how, just Google it and you will be able to find how to do it for your particular device. Now that it is zipped, I now have access to that folder. So I'm just going to click on that so I can show you guys real quick. Okay, so here are those 4 types of file. There's an SVG, a PNG, an EPS, and a DXF. I'm going to be looking for the SVG file when I come back here in a minute to get it for Design Space. Come over here to Design Space and start a new project. You are going to upload an image. You come over here to the left menu and you're going to click Upload. And then I'm going to do Upload Image, Browse, and then it's going to ask me to navigate to wherever I have the file saved. Let me grab that real quick. It's up here. And here's the folder that we unzipped. And here is the SVG file. So I'm going to pick this. And there's the image. And then it says, so I'm going to add, I always like to add the name, Breast Cancer, if I can spell it correctly, Breast Cancer Awareness. And then I like to tell myself, where did I get this image from? So I use CF for Creative Fabrica as a tag. And then I can put Breast Cancer Awareness butterfly ribbon. This way, if I'm in Design Space and I'm doing searches for things, this image would come up. All right, and then I'm going to say upload. And now it's uploaded into Design Space for me, and now I'm going to put it on one of my creative mats so I can use it. So I'm just going to highlight that and come over here where it says Add to Canvas. What is on my mat? Okay, so as you can see, this is a cut file. So that's exactly what I wanted because I want to cut this out of vinyl. I'm going to be putting it on a cup, on a thermal cup. So now that I have this, then I want to size it to fit on my cup. So I'm going to measure my cup that I'm going to be putting this on. Now this would be beautiful on the front of a shirt if you guys wanted to cut it out of you know, iron-on material. It would be really pretty in like pink glitter or something on a black shirt. I can see that. I may make one of those for myself. Anyway, today I'm going to use permanent adhesive vinyl. What you're going to use it on, pick the appropriate material. So I'm using a cup, and so I measured the cup to know how big do I need to make this to cut it out. All right, so you can do the same thing depending upon your project that you're working on. So I'm going to go into shapes. I love it when Design Space tells me that. Okay, so it said no shapes found. Very funny, Design Space. Okay, so I know that my particular image is just tall, I'm going to say, and it's about 3 inches wide. Okay, so I know that this is kind of the amount of area that I need to put my image on. Now, if you're doing a t-shirt or doing something else, you could certainly use the templates over here and find a template that's just kind of the outline of what your project would look like, your base project, and then it'll help you size it too. But for right now, I'm just doing it my old-fashioned way. So I've got a box about the size of where I want to put this image on the cup. I'm going to take my image. I'm just going to drag it down with the little grab handle there, and I'm going to pull it over, right click, bring it to the front, So I'm going to size this down until it's going to fit within that area. Pretty on my cup. Now I could use some fonts. I could download a font from Creative Fabrica and upload it in Design Space, and then I could use a font if I wanted to add any words on here or anything, but I just like the simplicity of the image, so I'm going to leave it with that particular image. Now that I have that, I don't need this white box anymore, so I'm going to come over here. I always save my file before I cut it. Okay, so I'm going to say save because you never know when Design Space is going to do something weird. So I'm going to do Breast Cancer Awareness Butterfly. And there again, I like to just give credit to Creative Fabrica by putting CF there, and then you know, I could categorize this in something. I'm just going to put it for women right now because that's what I'm going to be doing. Click Save. I am ready to cut, so I'm going to hit Make It. Check this out, how I weed it and how I'm going to apply it to my cup, and I'm going to give you guys some tips about using permanent adhesive vinyl on cups because a lot of people don't know you can do that. And then of course, oh, look what I did. I did this on purpose, guys. See how it's like in little pieces? We're going to cancel this and we're going to go back and we're going to look at the file again. Because some of the images, when you import them in, are not already attached. So if you look at this, see how each of these is its own piece? It is not, that's why it looks like that when I send it to the cutting mat. So I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to come down here in my layers panel, and I'm going to hit attach. Okay, now it is all attached, and when I go to make it again, it's all one piece, right? So I wanted to show you that because a lot of times when you're getting images, particularly, you know, if y'all are going to do Creative Fabrica, and you want to make sure that you're looking at those images in Design Space and how they have been broken up, split up, if they're attached, ungrouped, grouped, whatever. You need to make sure that you're checking that out first before you go to cut. Or like I did here, showing you, if you mess up, just hit the cancel button, go back, fix it, and move forward. Now I'm ready to cut. I'm going to apply this to the vinyl to my Cricut mat. I'm going to get this cut out, and then we're going to put it onto the project. I'm going to talk about the permanent adhesive vinyl. Okay, so I want to share with you what it is that I'm using to make this project and tell you a little bit about why I picked these materials. All right, so the first thing you have to have is a base project, right? And I am going to be using this RTC 30-ounce tumbler in this beautiful pink color. I love it. I've been hanging on to this till I can make this project. So you're going to start with this. Now, if you're going to do anything that's a glass or ceramic object, you definitely need to clean it. So I will be using just an alcohol wipe. So I'll do that here in a minute. But I just use these little alcohol wipes that I get from Amazon, a box of them. Or you can use just some rubbing alcohol and a clean lint-free cloth. Okay, so we're going to need something to clean it. Now, of course, we're going to need some vinyl to put on it to put our image. So I'm going to be using this pink shimmer vinyl that's from Cricut. It is a permanent vinyl. Now, why is that important? Because I, of course, will be drinking out of this and I will want to wash it. So I want to use something that's not going to come off. So I'm not going to use a repositionable vinyl. I'm going to use a permanent vinyl. Now, I know y'all are thinking, why are you putting vinyl on a cup? Guess what, guys? Look at this. This I made like, I don't know, 3 years ago. And this is Cricut permanent adhesive vinyl on here, okay? And even the letters, look how tiny the letters are, and the C, okay? Guess how many times I have washed this in the dishwasher and it still looks as good as the day that I put it on there. At least that many, if not more, because I kind of stopped keeping count. But 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 68 times at least in the dishwasher. Now you do want to put it on the top rack of your dishwasher and you know, kind of away from the heating element if possible. But I washed this at least that many times, if not more. And I have a lot of other projects that I made with adhesive vinyl that are cups and things that go in the dishwasher. I've never had any trouble. The secret to doing this is you have to make sure that you let it cure for 72 hours. What does cure mean? Cure just means leave it alone. Just put it on there, make sure it's on, it's adhered well, and set it to the side. Don't drink out of it, don't wash out of it, don't do anything for 72 hours. That lets the adhesive on the permanent adhesive vinyl stick really well so it is not budging. Okay, so that's why I'm using a permanent adhesive vinyl and the Cricut brand, because that is what I know works really well and what I have tested. So that answers that question. Why am I using that? So I've got my pink vinyl. I'm going to need a Cricut mat to cut it on. I'm going to need, I like to use a sprayer to help me get the vinyl onto my mat. Of course, you'll need some transfer tape. I'm just using Cricut transfer tape. I'm going to use a pair of scissors and of course my weeding tool. Now you can use the regular Cricut weeding tool if you want. I'm using this handy dandy pin. It's got a little pin on the end. I love this for weeding, and so that's what you'll see me use today. And that's all I need to make this a beautiful breast cancer awareness cup. So let's get started and I'll show you how to put it together. Okay, now that I've got this weeded out, and you can see it was just very delicate, so you just have to be careful as you're removing your vinyl if you use the same image. And this you don't use anymore, so you can throw that away. And now I want to take my scissors and I'm going to cut a little bit of transfer tape, and I like to just lay it on top here. That's why I've cut my image already so that it's a bit smaller and a little easier to manage. So I've got my transfer tape and I'm ready to go with that. So I'm going to go ahead and apply it. I'm going to lay it down on here like this. And I want to use my scraper tool, and I'm going to make sure it's adhered really well because, like I said, it's a pretty delicate image. Make sure we've got all those little pieces. All right. Then I'm going to take this, I'm going to remove the liner from the back like this. Okay, so I've got the liner, everything stayed put, yay, and I'm going to keep the liner for the transfer tape because I'll be able to use that again on another project. Now what I want to do is I want to prep my cup. Now one tip I want to give you is when you're working with cups, I don't have one of those fancy cup holders because I don't do a lot of cups, but you know what? I always have some beans in my pantry and guess what? They work great for holding your cup in place so it doesn't rock on you when you go to apply your vinyl. All right, so if you've got a bag of beans or a bag of rice, does the same thing. Now I am looking, I like to put my image, like here's that RTIC. I like to put that on the back of my cup so that my image is going to go on the front. So just figure out where you're going to put yours if you're doing a cup. You may be putting an image on a shirt and using adhesive, not using adhesive vinyl, but using iron-on. All right, so this is that little alcohol wipe, and I'm just wiping this off. It dries instantly. Just air dries, so I'm going to set that off. Now I know that my image is clean, and when I go to apply my vinyl, it's going to stick and be perfect. And I'm going to have my scraper tool with me. So I'm just going to eyeball this and put it in the middle of my cup where I want it. Now that I've got it down, I'm going to use my scraper tool, making sure I get all of those little swirly pieces adhered well before I try to remove the transfer tape. I'm going to peel this up off of my cup, and I want to rub my finger over my image to make sure I don't have any pieces that are sticking up. It's all smooth, and look how beautiful my breast cancer awareness cup is. Thanks to Creative Fabrica for the free design, and if you guys are interested, please help support them. Do the dollar thing if you have never had a subscription with them before, and enjoy the free designs, and I think I've shown you several ways where you can find free fonts and free designs over on Creative Fabrica. In the description of the video, there is a link for you to get that $1 deal if you're interested. I appreciate you using my link because it lets Creative Fabrica know that you heard about the deal from me, and I really appreciate that. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day, and thanks so much for watching. Come back for more tutorials. Be sure and subscribe, like, and hit that bell notification so that you get notified next time I get a video ready for you.